Vola angwela o veteranu ako itabua. Ako do talitay na barong na Bula FM nambando na sir.
Bula, alang gono ilutoka do talita ka ng Bula FM berarti nambando na sir.
Ni Bula binaka nanreke ngo sa Bula FM nga. Na kasi.
Nalang gosa mundo achiwe ng Bula FM nambando na sir nusur.
Ni Bula binaka nalang go Jerry yang melambasa. Do barong nga ng Bula FM nambando.
Bula FM nambando na sir.
In the news tonight, court acquits former senior corrections officials. PM labels COP25 outcomes unfortunate. And ministry moves measles vaccination to outer islands.
From the studios of FBC Suva, Jackie Smith.
Two former senior officers of the Fiji Corrections Service, Ifiremi Vasu and once acting Deputy Commissioner Peniasi Kunatumba, have been acquitted of abuse of office by the High Court. After a trial that stretched over 4 years, the judge determined the prosecution had not proven its case. Pranita Prakash reports.
Vasu was charged with one count of abuse of office for allegedly facilitating and approving the purchase of goods worth over $131,000 from the Namboro Mini Mart in which he was a company director. Kunatumba was also charged with one count of abuse of office for allegedly facilitating and approving the purchase of goods worth $54,000. The judge said that Vasu had no option but to approve some of the requests as they were urgent or since the goods had already been received or due to the fact it was end of the year and the payment had to be made to the supplier. For Kunatumba, he never approved any of the purchases made.
Just to thank the family, the friends, and the lawyers, Billy and his team. It's a long 4 years.
We need great family support throughout the 4 years. Quite good to get the shackle off our shoulders and move on in life.
The High Court judge said that the prosecution had failed to establish beyond reasonable doubt that Kunatumba and Vasu had facilitated the purchase of the goods. Following the acquittal, Vasu and Kunatumba told FBC News that it was a long 4 years. The two had been charged by the Fiji Independent Commission Against Corruption. Pranita Prakash, FBC News.
Prime Minister Voreqe Bainimarama says the outcome of COP25 in Madrid, Spain is unfortunate, given Fiji's efforts to get world leaders to tackle climate change. Speaking at the launch of the disaster risk reduction policy, Bainimarama said Fiji will not stop pushing for global action.
Carbon-emitting nations fought ambitious cuts and argued over technicalities at COP25 instead of committing to reducing pollution.
The largest emitters have yet to summon the courage to act decisively on this issue. But there was one glimmer of hope at this COP. After many intense rounds of negotiations, Fiji helped secure recognition of the ocean's role in managing the climate.
Fiji now has a comprehensive disaster risk reduction policy which will integrate risk management across all levels of governance and social development. Japan provided technical expertise to develop the document.
Recently, Fiji has experienced an increase in the number and severity of natural disasters, giving rise to the need for making DRR a priority in Fiji.
Bainimarama says Fiji won't sit back and wait for others to act. The policy is the game plan to protect people, communities and the economy from preventable disasters.
Many nations still needlessly stall in cutting emissions. Throughout the year ahead, Fiji will be putting the pressure on every world leader in government and business alike to make the necessary cuts in emissions to spare our world from the worst of climate impacts.
Japan has also committed $100 million for a disaster relief fund.
This funding can be quickly dispersed in the aftermath of a disaster to recover the damage through Build Back Better.
With Fiji now in the cyclone season, the Prime Minister has urged everyone to treat storm warnings with urgency and prepare ahead of time. Edwin Nand, FBC News.
The Health Ministry has taken its measles vaccination campaign to the outer islands in a bid to curb any spread of the disease during the festive season. With many spending their holidays on the maritime islands, the Health Minister, along with his staff, have set a 3-day timeline to get people in the Lau and Lomaiviti group vaccinated. Kelly Vavala reports.
Heading into the unknown, the Health Ministry says it has prepared to the best of its ability to stop the spread of measles on the outer islands.
As we are aware, there are many people coming to the islands for Christmas, so there could be more. So, we just have to be ready for if there's more people on the island. And already boats have been going to the islands over the last few weeks, so we expect there's going to be more people on the island than they normally have during the year.
Accompanying his team to the Lau group, the minister says they have a short turnaround to complete vaccination on the islands of Totoya, Matuku and Moala. Teams will also have to complete immunization on Nairai, Batiki and Ngau in the Lomaiviti group.
We're also taking light vehicles with us so that we can quickly go through all the villages, complete all the vaccinations before we come back. We aim to be back, leave on Friday evening and be back on Saturday.
Dr. Wangadambeti says it's difficult to estimate the number of people who are currently present on the islands, as many have already travelled for the holidays. Acting Director of Nursing for the Eastern Division, Talaite Onolevu, says there are numerous challenges facing them during the campaign.
One, the location, especially all these islands, the schedules of the boat especially with the supplies that they need.
Meanwhile, there are now 23 confirmed cases of measles, with the latest being a 13-month-old and a 20-year-old from Saumakir village in Neitna Siri. The Health Ministry says there's no confirmed cases of measles admitted in hospital. All cases have recovered or are recovering at home. Kelly Padala, FBC News.
A 45-year-old man alleged to have stabbed his ex-wife several times in Samambula has been labelled as a threat to the society. The alleged incident happened on the 4th of this month. Devita Kapaiwai is charged with 1 count each of attempted murder, aggravated robbery and criminal intimidation. The suspect also allegedly sustained injuries during the incident and was admitted at the CWM hospital under police guard. The victim was discharged from the hospital on Monday. The magistrate noted that Kapaiwai had 28 previous convictions and 3 of those are relating to forfeiture of bail bond. Kapaiwai has been remanded in custody. The matter has been adjourned to December 30th to be called in the magistrate's court, following which the matter will be transferred to the High Court. A taxi proprietor has raised concerns on the turnaround time to clear bookings for speeding offences copped by his drivers. Region Taxi's Managing Director Harish Chandra claims while other drivers are given 90 days to clear the fines, the Land Transport Authority has in recent times forced some fleet owners to clear off the fines within 2 to 3 days. Catherine Krishna has more.
See, this booking was done on the 7th of December.
Region Taxis says speeding fines are usually paid by their drivers, but recently the LTA has been transferring the fines to the company name without proper notification.
The Land Transport Authority has not been fair to us when they are handling the traffic infringement notices. Like when a vehicle is tracked on the camera for traffic fine or red light fine or speeding fine, when they go back, it's immediately processed in their system and it's put onto the client's ID, immediately blocking the process at LTA.
Chandra claims as a result they cannot take their fleet for examination or passing.
We are not saved the notices, we are not given the 21 days processing time, whereas the drivers are given 90 days to pay. Actually, what the system should be, that the declaration form needs to be signed by a JP and then it should be handed over to the LTA with all the driver's records so it can be transferred to the driver.
The Region Taxis has raised a number of issues in terms of their TINs. So I've forwarded the issues that they've raised to LTA.
The minister says the LTA will investigate in this matter and appropriate actions will be taken once the concerns have been reviewed. Catherine Krishna, FBC News.
Up ahead, WAFNU Chief Executive aware of challenges, and Unitrust pays over $700,000 dividend. Details after the break.
Hi, Bula. I'm Selai from Nandi. I love Gold FM. only the classic hits.
Hi, my name is Satyama here in Ba. We love listening to Gold FM, only the classic hits.
Bula, I'm Miri, I'm from Lotoka, and I love Gold FM because they play all my classic hits.
Hi, my name is Fiona from Tavua, and I love listening to Gold FM, only the classic hits.
Hi, I'm Ini from Raki Raki. I love Gold FM.
A police investigation is underway after a man was found in a pool of blood in a house in Korovuto, Nandi yesterday. The man was found unconscious by a 45-year-old carpenter who heard a scream and ran to the scene. He raised the alarm and 4 other boys ran to help. They then saw another man emerge from one of the rooms and flee. The injured man was rushed to Nandi Hospital before being transferred to the Lautoka Hospital. The Water Authority's new Chief Executive, Barry Amundsen, says he is well aware of the challenges ahead of him and is adamant that by strengthening the work culture, improvements will be made. The former Navy officer also mindful that any enhancement to the authority's services will not be done overnight. Maggie Boyle reports.
Looking at the glass half full, the new CEO of one of Fiji's most critical organisations is aware he has a tall order to fill.
And I've only been here 3 days. There's exceptional people doing exceptional things, of course, but there's always room for improvement. And I get a lot of the emails and texts about water breaks and I'm out of water, and there's far too many. So I want to work on that, but you can't change that overnight.
Filling in the post, which has been vacant for more than 2 years, the CEO says the work plan will be future-focused.
Going forward, I think we'll be right. It's trying to catch up on the probably lack of investment over a number of years and also the ageing infrastructure. I mean, some really old stuff, and the team have done a wonderful job to keep them going as long as we have even the number of breaks.
For the WAF board, the new appointment is an easy fit.
Barry has an extensive water-related background and has spent numerous years at executive management level in large organizations and has the full confidence and the backing of the board to take WAF to the next level.
The chief executive's contract is for 3 years. Maggie Boyle, FBC News.
Unit Trust of Fiji Management Limited has paid out a dividend of over $700,000 to the government for the 2016 and 2017 financial year. The trust recorded a net profit after tax of $843,333. Receiving the cheque, Minister for Economy Aya Said Kayum acknowledged the board and management for the strategic decisions made that has brought in a positive rate of return and more unit holders.
What we as government are very excited about is the fact that we have seen a huge rise in many ordinary Fijians buying units in the Unit Trust of Fiji. That is highly significant. So we have people, for example, who are members of land-owning units. When they get their equal share of distribution of rental monies, they are investing money. So essentially, people are saving money. And we have other, people working as in the hotel industry, ordinary, employees in various organizations. They're actually putting their money in the Trust of Fiji.
Turning overseas, a statewide fire ban is in place in New South Wales, Australia, where the current heat wave is driving up temperatures. The fire service is reminding locals to have a survival plan, while the Australian Met Service says temperature records will be broken. And Karoy joins us now with the latest from business.
Thanks, Jackie. Coming up after the break, 6.4% increase in November's visitor arrivals. And in growing Fiji, road contractors reminded to deliver quality work. Stay with us.
Hi, I'm Shamiza. And I'm Salma. We're from Nandi and we love Mirchi FM because it's hot.
My name is Rajnita Lata and I'm from Vatulaloba. और हम सब मिर्ची FM सुनता है because it's hot.
Hi, my name is Vinita. I'm from Lambasa. I love listening to Mirchi FM. It's number one.
Leading business visitor arrivals for last month increased by 6.4% when compared to the same period last year. The Fiji Bureau of Statistics data states 69,123 visitors came to Fiji. 71.9% were here for holiday, while 11.3% came to visit friends and families. Almost 32,000 visitors arrived from Australia. More than 13,000 came from New Zealand, while 8,000 came from the USA. There was a decrease in arrivals from South Korea, continental Europe, China and Canada. Over 100 Fijians are expected to join the Pacific Labour Scheme in the next 3 months. Permanent Secretary for the Employment, Osea Waru, says the demand from Australian employers in the meat and tourism sector has increased. Waru adds since the inception of the scheme in June, the ministry has managed to send over 100 Fijians to work at meat companies and hotels in Australia.
In the new year, for the next 2 to 3 months as well, we are hoping to put in another 100 Fijians under this Pacific Labour Scheme. And hopefully in the new year, we will be exploring other industries, for example, aged care workers.
Gary from HFC Bank joins us now with the latest from the money markets.
The pound nursed heavy losses today after tumbling when Britain reset a hard deadline for quitting the European Union, rekindling old fears of a chaotic exit from the bloc. The 1.6% plunge was the steepest in more than a year and wiped out gains after Prime Minister Boris Johnson's landslide electoral victory last week. Meanwhile, the Aussie dollar held near a week-long low as well after the Reserve Bank of Australia December minutes released yesterday foreshadowed possible easing in February. Elsewhere, moves were slight as trading slows down into the holiday season and as the currency markets waits for details on the back-and-forth US-China trade deal. German sentiment data is due later today, along with a speech from European Central Bank Chief Christine Lagarde. And that's all from HFC Bank for now. Vinaka.
Here are today's exchange rates as set this morning. After strong gains this week, the Fiji dollar slipped slightly against some foreign currencies overnight. However, it showed improvement against the currencies of our two major trading partners by rising against the Aussie and Kiwi dollars. Commodities prices were mixed. Oil prices continued to rise, nearing $62 a barrel. Gold was up a few cents at $1,475 an ounce, and silver dropped 2 cents to $16.99 per ounce. In growing Fiji, the Fiji Roads Authority will implement a new procurement strategy for its contractors next year. The FRA wants to move towards a procurement strategy that will ensure value for money and that contractors deliver quality work. Minister for Economy Ayazad Kayum, while speaking to the contractors, stressed that there have been issues, but the main objective is to get Fiji roads up to standard.
There's been issues with quality. There's been issues, of course, with the type of products we've been getting, the type of contractors we've been getting in, but also in terms of general availability of the type of standards that we want imposed through contractors.
That's it from Business Tonight. Jamie joins you now with the latest from sports.
Thanks, Corey, and good evening. Up ahead in sports, Baber expected to make changes for Hamilton Sevens. And Big Joe back in Fiji after 6 years. This and more coming up.
Zola ngwela o veteranu hoi tabua ag do talitaina na barongo na Bula FM nambando na seri
Bula alang gonoa ilutoka do talita ka na Bula FM berarti nambando na seri
ni Bula binaka nan regen go sa Bula FM nga na kasi
nalang go sa mundo active na Bula FM nambando na seri nusuri
ni Bula binaka nalang go Jerry yang melambasa do barongo na Bula FM
Bula FM number 2 and 7.
The Fiji Airways Fijian Sevens team will be doing a lot of soul searching after failing to make the finals of the Dubai and Cape Town Sevens. The side arrived home today knowing their performance was nowhere near the best as defending World Series champions. Felipe Naikaso has more.
The message was clear from the top. More work needs to be done to ensure the side is ready for the next two tournaments in 2020.
Some individuals have to grow up in the circumstances they find themselves in and take responsibility for their actions on a field. Yeah, I'm cross. I'm cross because I know we've got the talent to do what we need to do, but we're killing ourselves, and that was evident in the two tournaments that we played in.
Baber also stated that tough questions will be asked to the players.
That's always been the intention, is obviously to promote players who are training here on island and working well, have proven that they can be at this level.
However, the side will need to step up their preparations now in order to defend their series title.
And you know, it's not the end of the world in that respect, but it is the end of the world if we don't decide to do something about it. And we know that we've got this Christmas period and then into Hamilton and Sydney to ensure that we show that we're developing through that and players are learning. Otherwise, you know, you've got to ask questions about why the players are in the program in the first place.
The side will go on a break for a few days before rejoining camp. Felipe Naikaso, FBC Sports.
We're now joined Felipe Naikaso live from Nandi. Felipe, what did Coach Gareth Baber have to say about the 12 yellow cards over 2 tournaments?
Yes, Jamie, Coach Gareth Baber had a lot to say about the Sevens team's discipline, especially in the past 2 tournaments. However, he mentioned that out of the 12 that Fiji copped, 3 of those were unwarranted for, and he's taken this up with the World Rugby, which is the normal processes that coaches actually do if they want to raise any concerns. However, he says outside of that, the 9 that the players received was something that was huge for them, and it was something that it was very new, and that's something they don't pride themselves in. He also says that the yellow card hurt the team's performances as they have a lot of talent. He also says that they can't be playing with either 5 or 6 players on the field, especially with the game of sevens and its fast pace. He says that he also had a huge responsibility, and he'll be talking to the players and working on the discipline from the next tournament. He says this is something they'll need to work on as the players' discipline was not up to standard as usual.
Former national basketball rep Peter Gasowakula could be in contention to replace Kieran Reid as the All Blacks' first choice number 8. England rugby winger Joe Lakana Singh is excited to be back in the country after 6 years. Lakana Singh landed at Nandi International today for his sister's wedding. The 22-year-old is also thrilled to see his grandmother on this trip before heading back to England and getting straight back to business.
Just another big year. It's hard to follow through for what happened last year. But for me, my main focus right now is Bath, and then I'm here for my sister's wedding, so just relax. And then when I get back, then it's time to work.
About 90 players attended the national under-20 rugby trials in Suva yesterday. Fiji under-20 coach Kelele Were says the turnout speaks volumes of the commitment from local players hungry for the national jumper. Aquila Dama reports.
The turnout at the national under-20 trials was quite positive, which is also a good indicator for the coaching staff.
When we come June, July, at least, the boys have a fair knowledge of what is needed to be competitive against the Tier 1 nations.
Lewere says it's important that they tap into the local talents rather than bringing in more overseas players.
It's a waste of time if you're holding trials in Fiji and then bringing in all overseas-based players. The important thing here is we need to develop our local-based players, and overseas-based comes in when there's a need.
The next phase now for Lewere and the coaching staff is to name a 50-man extended squad. Aquila Vama, FBC Sports.
It's not just rugby fans who use social media to get to know their favorite players. Brumbies prop Alan Alalatoa found it a handy way to acquaint himself with some of his new teammates for 2020. Boxer Tyson Fury has changed the trainers 2 months before his likely rematch with World Boxing Council heavyweight champion Deontay Wilder. Fury split with Ben Davison after 2 years and will team up with Javon Sugar Hill, the nephew of the late trainer Emmanuel Stewart. Fury, who previously worked with Stewart, used social media to post a picture of them with the caption, "Getting the old team back up and running." The 31-year-old Fury fought to a draw with Wilder in Los Angeles last December. They are expected to fight again in February, although the bout has not been officially announced. The Al Bayt Stadium in Qatar will have dedicated 5-star hotel rooms to ensure fans can enjoy the 2022 Football World Cup in ultimate luxury. In today's play of the day, Fallon Sharrock becoming the first woman to win a match at the Darts World Championship by coming back from behind to stun Ted Everts 3-2 in London. The 25-year-old fell 2-1 behind but brushed off earlier missed doubles to keep her composure and make history. That's it from sports and new media. Take a look at the world's first gaming ultrabook. This and more after the break.
रहता है। हमारा नाम उमेश कुमार, हम रहता है लेबू और रेडियो फीजी में हरदम सुनता है। बहुत पुराना गाना लगे और बहुत रोचक सुनता है, बहुत अच्छा लगे हमको।
उमेश चंद्रा और कांता चंद्रा हमारा वाइफ है। हम लोग रेडियो फीजी 2 बहुत सुंदर से सुनता है, बहुत अच्छा प्रोग्राम, नंबर 1 रेडियो।
कुमार स्वामी नायक है, गोंगवा लेबू लटोका। रेडियो फीजी 2 में पुराना गाना लगे, हमें बहुत अच्छा लगे।
कुमार
In new media, here are some of the best features Razer's Blade Stealth 13 has for gamers. And Angie joins us now with the latest in weather.
Hello there and welcome to the Weather World. It was an equally settled day across the nation. The sun was amazingly appealing. Can you feel the Christmas vibes already? This weather plus the watermelons by the roadside is just a bonus. Now looking at the west, very bright even with the shades on. Eastwards from Pekhabarasuva, quite warm, light showers will roll in to change the temps at least. And up north, cloudy and warm with no sign of showers. Savu Savu is an amazing place to be at if you need to fill up your phone gallery. At sea, southeast winds 10 to 15 knots, moderate seas. For the tides, high tide at 12:32 a.m. with low tide at 6:59 a.m. Sunrise will be at 6:26. For tomorrow, only one change, and that change will be more cloudier spells than today. Tomorrow's temps, I'd say all centers will be super warm, but Lambasa will be on the lead at 32 degrees. So if you're planning to visit Lambasa, pack your sunscreens. And looking further on to Friday, virtually the country will be dry, so it's a Friday with good weather. Hint, hint. And that's all the weather from the Weather World. Jackie.
Thanks so much for that, Angie. In Fijian Pulse, we asked, what are your plans for Christmas?
We're planning to go to Vanuatu to spend the Christmas there with our relatives.
Myself just to stay home and enjoy the Christmas with family.
Spend time with the family, maybe put down a logo, extend my appreciation and everything that's been done with the family for 2019, and Merry Christmas to all.
For this Christmas, I just want to spend time with my family and pray for peace, joy and love for the country.
There's nothing much. We're having my daughter's wedding in this weekend, and for Christmas it's just meeting up with families and friends who we haven't seen in like more than 5 years now.
To spend time with my family, enjoy the Fiji weather, eat lovo, or the list goes on. Back home.
In the world of the weird and the wonderful, a tasty town, take a look at the creativity of 3 bakers who made an 860 square foot gingerbread city. Recapping the main stories for tonight, court acquits former senior corrections officials, PM labels COP25 outcomes unfortunate, and Ministry moves measles vaccinations to outer islands. Now for these stories and others, tune in daily to our sister radio station Gold FM. Our poll question this week, we're asking, do you think a local should be given the chance to coach the Flying Fijians team? Visit our FBC website to answer. Our shot of the day, a beautiful day in the capital city captured by Arisi Tambuase. And you can send us newsworthy pictures and videos on email fbcnews@fbc.com.fj, via Facebook page FBC News, our Twitter page at FBC_news, or hashtag FBC News. That was your FBC News for tonight. From the team and I, stay safe, stay cool, good night.
I'm Shamiza. And I'm Salma. We're from Nandi and we love Mirchi FM because it's hot.
My name is Rajnita Lata and I'm from Vatulaloba. और हम सब मिर्ची FM सुनता है because it's hot.
Hi, my name is Vinita. I'm from Lambasa. I love listening to Mirchi FM. It's number 1.
हमारा नाम सागर रेड्डी है. हम लोग स्कूल में, हम लोग घर में और कहीं भी रहता हम लोग खाली मिर्ची FM सुनता. गोल्ड टाउन तावा में मिर्ची FM दागो मामा.
Mirchi FM, it's hot.